What's good, ladies and gents? Welcome to the MKO Pugilism Boxing channel where we talk all things boxing. Remember to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, put it on all so you can get notified as soon as we drop any new content on the channel. Without further ado, let's get into this one. So, the heavyweight matchup that was supposed to be taking place this Saturday, 30th of October, we found out, I don't know, a week or two ago that it was cancelled. Got cancelled due to a shoulder injury. Dillian Whyte, he's had a few troubles with his shoulders over the years, he said during the Anthony Joshua fight. And yeah, there's been several occasions where he's had this problem with the shoulder. Although coming into this news, many have speculated that this whole thing is fake, it's a fraud with the injury. Some have even come out and said that, well, why hasn't he shown us any x-rays or any medical sort of evidence? Why hasn't he brought anything to the table? Otto Wallin, of course, very disappointed. He spent thousands of dollars on his training camp, and he was apparently offered to fight Alan Babbage, to replace Molina, and fight Alan Babbage instead of Dillian Whyte, but he said he was only offered a very lowball offer of what was it, 25 grand or some silly number like that. He said he was lowballed. He was offered a low amount of money that was, he was never going to take that. So Wallin and his team, I think that guy Salita, his manager, they've been going around saying, no, Dillian Whyte owes us a fight here. He's basically ducking us. And many of the fans and guys on YouTube and stuff have been saying that, look, this is a duck here. Dillian Whyte has made this injury up. And I suppose what lends support to their position is the fact that we haven't actually had any sort of evidence brought out by Dillian Whyte. And in a way, he's not really obligated to do so, to show us some sort of x-ray or show some sort of evidence. He doesn't have to do that, but I think personally that if he did do that, then that would give a bit more credibility to his injury. I mean, considering there's so many people saying, oh, it's fake, it's not real, and he's just doing it to fight Tyson Fury, he's just skipping a line. I mean, my initial sort of disagreement with that position was that the fact that, the fact that Dillian Whyte sort of signed and took on this fight with Otto Wallin in the first place, that fact that he was, he was into the fight, signed up for it, and it was all scheduled to go ahead, for me, that sort of made me lean towards the other side, that no, he does want to fight Otto Wallin. He does sort of want to keep himself busy. It's not, this is not a duck, because at the end of the day, this fight was kind of a voluntary thing. This wasn't a fight where Dillian Whyte is the champion and he's got to fight Otto Wallin. No, this fight was basically a voluntary. Wallin had done well against Fury in the past, so this was one of those fights where Dillian Whyte didn't really have to take it. And I reckon if it was a case of where Dillian Whyte didn't want any smoke or whatever, I reckon he would never have talked about this fight in the first place. I don't think he would have signed to have this fight in the first place if he really just wanted to sit back and wait for his opportunity versus Fury. I do, however, understand the fact that, yeah, he's got this injury, and then he's recently come out in an article I read on Boxing Scene, and he just said that, he was basically throwing a few insults at Otto Wallin, saying, yeah, why would I fight this idiot who can't speak properly? And all he seems to do is moan and cry and blah, blah, blah. He was hurling a few little digs, few little insults at Otto Wallin, calling him a crybaby and whatnot, and saying that he's moaning. And, he just basically says, I'm going to go and once I'm healed up, I'm going to pursue Tyson Fury. I'm not going to pursue this Otto Wallin thing any further. I'm injured. As far as I'm concerned, fight's cancelled, it's done, and I'm just going to move on and face Tyson Fury. Now, in a way, yes, I can see the big frustration from Otto Wallin, because he would have spent thousands on his training camp, his management and everything. He would have spent money on this. He would have been getting right prepared for this, and hiring sparring partners and all that sort of thing. And yeah, it would have been a big expense. And he will basically be at a big loss here, because he won't have the purse for the fight, and all that training camp he's done will go to waste if Dillian Whyte is going to do what he said he's going to do, which is just forget Otto Wallin and move on and wait for Tyson Fury. Aim for the Tyson Fury fight once his shoulder injury is healed up. And definitely let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. I can see how this is I can see this as kind of a duck, because he was scheduled to fight this guy, gets an injury. Many will say it's a convenient injury that comes at the right time so that he can cancel the fight and whatever. But at the same time, I think you got to consider the fact that Whyte voluntarily took this fight. He wasn't forced to take it, but now I suppose he's just being selfish and just doing what's right for him, which is, of course, the better fight you want is the championship fight. You want the Fury fight. You don't want Otto Wallin if you don't have to take him. But of course, Wallin's got every right to be frustrated, because he's been messed about, scheduled to fight, got so close to the fight, cancelled, and now Whyte doesn't want to sort of he doesn't want any part of him now. And in a way, I can't blame either man. I can't blame Wallin for being angry. He's got a right to be angry, right to be frustrated and upset, because he's been messed about, prepared for a fight, and now the fight's not going to happen. And the guy you're meant to fight has no intention of rescheduling, no intention of ever, getting back with you or whatnot. But at the same time, I understand from Dillian Whyte's side that, look, his whole objective all this time is get to the champion, get to that WBC title, get a shot, try and beat Fury. Ultimately, he wants to beat Fury, win that title. He's been messed about by the WBC in the past, so neither man wants to waste any time. But Dillian Whyte, he's been messed about for years himself, and now he's messing someone else about. So it's an interesting scenario. Let me know what you think of this in the comment section below. Is this a duck? Was it a fake injury? Is it all a bit too convenient? And that's just my thoughts on it. I think it's an unfortunate circumstance, and I can understand both sides of the issue. Both sides make a good point. But yeah, you've got to feel a little bit sorry for Otto Wallin. But boxing is kind of a selfish game where you've got to think about yourself. And I suppose if Dillian Whyte is, he's legitimately injured and he's got a legitimate way sort of out of this contract, then he's definitely going to take it and he's going to pursue Tyson Fury. But yeah, interesting sort of series of events there. And let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Will Dillian Whyte get Tyson Fury next? We shall see. And until next time, it's MKO Pugilism, over and out.